Hi Flosstube, I'm Sally, StitchySally, here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Today is Wednesday the 17th of August 2022 and this is Flosstube number 31. Very warm welcome to my channel, which is mostly about cross stitch. Whether you are a returning viewer or new, you are very, very welcome. It's lovely to have you here. I have a few FFOs today. I have a couple of FFOs, just knocking my microphone, and yes, it is plugged in this time. I'm not going to go through the whole thing and then have to redo it. So yeah, I have FFOs, I have a couple of FOs, do I have any new starts? Yes, I do have a new start. And then I have a planned new start, and I have something that I am going back to, which was one of my mania starts. And I also have a piece of Abby stitching as well. So I'm going to get started. I'm just going to have a quick sip of tea. And I do apologise if you can hear any noise from outside or doors vibrating. Still warm, still got windows open, and it's windy. So, and also Freddie might fly. I will warn you because he wanted to come out. So yeah, he's out. So he might have a flap round. So my first FFO is this one, and it is the Scarlett house in the very beginning. And this was my New Year's Day start, new start in 2021. I forgot what year then. So this is stitched on, I think it was 40 count vintage country mocha, and I used all the called for fancy flosses in this one. And anybody who knows this piece, it should have been made into a stitcher's mat, but unfortunately I didn't start my stitching in the right place, so I didn't have enough fabric left at one side to do what I needed to do with it. So I thought, right, I'll make it into a wall hanging. And so I have that bell pull there. It is a top and a bottom, but I only wanted the bottom. And I found that at Create Nostalgia. I was quite surprised actually that I found one that long. I didn't realise that they did bell pulls that long. So yeah, I got that bell pull, and I got another one for something that I want to finish. I got some hoops for finishing, and I don't know if you remember last time I said that I couldn't find uniform blue anywhere. And then I was watching a Flosstube, Lynn. I can't remember a Flosstube name at the moment, but I will link it down below. She said if you can't find anything in your usual haunts, have a look at Create Nostalgia, and there was uniform blue. So I ordered some, and I also ordered some onyx. But unfortunately, the onyx that came is a different shade to the one that I've got. So I'll probably just use a strand of each. Oops. Yeah, the hanger that I've got on that, the little bit of chenille trim, I do want to do something different. But it was just a case if I wanted it hanging up out of the way. And then my next FFO is Plum Street Samplers Good Company, which I stitched earlier this year. Sorry, I think that was my first mania start, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so I had some autumnal fabric in my stash. I backed it in that as well. No need to put a 2022 charm on because you have the year up there. And then I just popped some rickrack, which came from Victorian motto. When she first started, I bought a pack of chenille trims and rickrack from her. So that's that finish. And then this one, I can't remember the name of the pattern. It's a With Thy Needle and Thread. It's been sat in my finishing pile for quite a while. No, I can't remember. Cannot remember. And I originally was going to finish this as it was on the pattern, which is on a paper mache box. And could I get this box to go right? I couldn't get my fabric to go right. It just, everything just went wrong. So in the end, the box went, and I've just finished it into an oval. Just 2 pieces of card, the backing fabric on one piece, the front on the other piece, and sewn them together with some pom-pom trim. So I'm rather pleased with that. So that is that one. And I'm sorry I can't remember the name. So it's quite a while since I stitched it. I should really have just gone and had a look, but... Right, so... Where's my FFOs? What have I done with them? There we go. So this one was my August cross-stitch camp piece, and it's Holt of Being My Bonnet, Eat Sleep Stitch. So I have stitched this on 28 count antique whites, and I used Silks For You. I've never stitched with Silks For You before, and it is 03 November 2020. Whoops, sorry, Silk of the Month. And there it is. Doesn't show very well, as I've said before. Quite surprised at how much I had left, actually. I sort of wasn't expecting it to go very far, so I got quite a surprise there. So that is that finish. And I just used some DMC there for the needle, and all the rest of it is done in the silk. So I'm really, really pleased with that. Not quite sure how I'm going to finish it yet. I might get a small frame, or I might just finish it into a pillow, which is seems to be my go-to. And then I can find it. And obviously if you follow me on Instagram you will have already seen these, but... And then my next finish is Silver Creek Samplers Lost and Found. And I know this has been quite a popular one. Quite a lot of people do like this, both on my Instagram and on my Facebook. And she is a very, very cute sheep, there's no doubt. So this has been stitched over 1/1 on 25 count vintage sand by Zwagas, and I'm using all the DMC on the chart, all the recommended, and there she is. Isn't she lovely? So pleased with it. And didn't I say these would take ages? And they did. I don't know why, they just did. But she's all finished, and I don't know if you can see there, Barb said she should have red lipstick, and red lipstick she has got. Couldn't resist it. So that is my other finish. So pleased with that. I think it's such a lovely, lovely piece. So I think this one will be either getting framed or maybe a flat fold or something like that. I don't know yet. I'm going to have to see what I think will be best. So this Friday I will be having a new start, a new sheep start, and as I said before, it's going to be Jardin Privé Isle of Sheep, which was a wee gift from Alison, the Stitching Whippet, on Instagram. And it's just charted in DMC. So they're not actually all there because they'll be also in other projects. But aren't these blues lovely? Really, really pretty blues. And I've just pulled out, it's a piece of 28 count linen. I have absolutely no idea what it is. It's a lilac-y colour. That's actually showing grey, but it's not. It's like a lilac-y colour. So that's what I'm going to stitch her up. I'm just trying really to use what I've got rather than buying new. I mean, obviously it's not always going to work. If I need something that I don't have in my stash, then I'm just going to have to buy it. So that's a planned. And in place of my, I'm sorry, this is a bit higgledy-piggledy. I'm going a bit silly way around about it. So now that I've done with Cross Stitch Camp, I am going to go back to my third Mania start, which was the Scarlett House in a Place Like Home. So you haven't seen this for quite a while. And I am using, whoops, I think it's mostly the called for. I did swap out the house because I don't know, I can't remember what the colour for the house was now, but I think it was Garden Gate and it was really, really dark. So I picked out Summer Shower instead. And that's where I was at the last time that I picked it up. So hopefully I'll see some good progress on this over the next few weeks. I should really be keeping an eye on him because he does have a habit of going right to the back of this cage and he starts on the wallpaper. He's not done, whoops, sorry, he's not done what one of our other budgies did and completely annihilated a large amount of the wallpaper. Right, so we'll move on now to whips. So I'm sorry, this does seem very, very disjointed. I do apologise if you can hear that outside. So my first whip that I would like to show you is Blackbird Designs What Remains, which is the Tuesday night BBD sale that I'm doing with Lovely Barb and Lovely Mouse. We're all stitching this, all three of us. And I am using, sorry, messy, called for. Apart from my Schneckly, is that how you pronounce it? It has quite a lot of dark in it. And I started stitching on the house. The ground underneath the house is stitched in oilcloth. And then when I got going with the Schneckly, what even is Schneckly? It was just blending in. It just, you couldn't tell the difference. And I was chatting to Mouse about it, and she said, "Why don't you try whiskey?" Don't know whether she meant whiskey just to drink, just to blank out the fact that it was blending in, or yeah, she meant WDW whiskey. So I unpicked the little bit that I've done and I've replaced it with whiskey, and I'm much happier with that now. So thank you, Mouse, for suggesting that. And I'm stitching this on 36 count Winter Moon by Zweigart. And that is where I am at. So yeah, I am much happier with this because you just couldn't tell the difference between the two. And I think you can just see there, that's some of the darker because that's the schneckly. So that's some of the darker bits. I didn't get quite as much done as I would have liked on this last night because my iPad won out, and that is not good. So really enjoying this. Mouse started in the middle, so she's got the flower done. I do really like this. It's incredibly pretty. So yeah, hopefully next week I will do better. But every stitch helps, doesn't it? It doesn't really matter as long as some go into it. Right, next one. I won't show you well, I haven't got a photo that I can show you because it is Barbara Anna Winged Dreams, which I bought as a mystery sell, so I have no cover photo for it. But I am using all the call for, apart from the Krynic. I wasn't buying the Krynic just for one little bit, so I just picked out, I think the conversion that I found online was this DMC, so I'm just using that. And I'm stitching it on 32 count Colonial Blue by Zweigart, and that is where I am at. And I love her, absolutely love her. She is so pretty. Just love everything about this. And I kind of just keep thinking to myself, I'm trying not to buy charts, I'm trying to be as good as I possibly can. And I'm thinking, she's going to release something else sooner or later, isn't she? And I'm bound to like it. But yeah, I really do think she's beautiful. So I'm hoping to get a lot more done on her tonight. I stitch her on a Wednesday. And the hoop that I got, one of the hoops that I got from Create Nostalgia for finishing was for her, because I didn't have one the right size. So that is, oops, that one. And then, nope, sorry, I just knocked my laptop. And then my next whip is Move Forward in Love by Modern Folk Embroidery, which is the Pride Sal for 2022. And I'm not stitching this one, I'm stitching the monochrome version, but I am stitching it in a variegated thread. But as I've said before, I do want to do this middle bit here separately. And I'm stitching this with a DMC Colorist 4511, and I'm stitching it on 25 count Vintage Sand, I believe it is. And there we are. It is actually stitching up considerably quicker than I expected. I just thought with all these like motifs and everything, it would take, it would take a bit longer. I mean, obviously it's still a fair way to go, but that's fine. Obviously I've still got the birds to fill in, but I'm going to leave that till last, and decide then what I'm going to use. I will probably maybe do black and brown birds, I don't know yet. I just think if I do the birds in this, it might just be a little bit too much. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. in there? Oh yeah, that's my other new start. What should I say? My new start. Not my other new start, because I only have one. So then my next whip is Blackbird Designs Eleanor Rigby, which I'm stitching with my lovely friend Lainey on a Saturday. And for some reason, when I sat down to stitch this, it just went really, really well last Saturday. I did go out in the garden. Well, it was warm. We have had some more really hot days. And to be honest, this summer I have barely sat out in the garden because it's just either been too warm or dull. But I had put the parasol up so that I was in the shade, because our back garden does not get shade, only in the morning. So yeah, it's out in the afternoon. I lasted about an hour, I think, before I had to come in, and then I picked it up again on Saturday night. So I'm using mostly the called for. I do have, I think I've got a couple of DMCs in there. So as I said, I did manage to get some more uniform blue, but I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this or not. But I have kind of thought I might not have enough onyx. So I don't know whether you can actually see, but that, and they've all, talk about yourselves. I'll pick that one up in a minute. Yeah, that is the onyx that I have, which is grey-black, which is great because that's what it's supposed to be. Where's it gone? There we go. That's the other onyx. Mile off, isn't it? It is more of a brownie black, is that one, so I'm not going to risk running out of one and then having to put the other one in, so I'll just blend two strands together because I'm stitching 2/2, so yeah, sorry about that. Everything falling on the floor. But the good thing is the uniform blue is just about the same. Well, it is the same actually, so that's good. Don't have to worry about that. Oh dear. What am I doing? And that is where I am at. So this is 32 count vintage country mocha. And I absolutely love this. Really, really love it. I mean, they are quite the very dark colours, aren't they? Apart from obviously this aged pewter, I believe that one is. But I really, really like it. Really like how it's coming out. So you never know. By the time I film again, that might be a finish. And I think that is all my whips. So I am just going to slot those back in my basket. Pick that one up off the floor. Yes, I have filmed Flosstubers before. I've been doing this over a year. You'd think I'd be better than this, wouldn't you? So, my new start. The reason I have a new start, and if you've watched me before, you may well have noticed that there was something missing. And that something missing was Kathy Barrack, The Moons of 2022. Because that is gone. Are you surprised? I was dreading picking it up. And when I dread picking something up, I know that I am not really liking it. I don't know whether it was the fabric, the pattern, really do not know. So after the last time I picked it up, I thought, I can't do this. I seriously cannot keep stitching this for months and months on end, because I'm just going to end up hating it. I've done it before, I've carried on with things that I've not really been enjoying, and then ended up hating them, don't want them on my wall. So I took the very, very big decision to scrap it. I don't know whether I'll be able to save any fabric, because obviously I might be able to save a little bit at the top, but I don't really care about that. All I care about is the fact that I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I have managed to sell the pattern. So yeah, lesson learned. Just try and be a little bit more careful in future. Yeah, it's there. So I picked out, I don't know, it's 3 or 4 things that I fancied stitching, and I said to Abby, pick one. And she picked this. And it's Bent Creek Look for the Beauty. And I really love this chart. This was a gift from Barb last year. I'm stitching it. The called for is a 32 count vintage country mocha, which you wouldn't think by the cover photo. So I'm assuming that cover photo is very, very light compared to how it should be. So I'm using the DMC conversion. I didn't want to have to buy the Classic Colourworks, and I don't think I had many of them, so I just decided to use the DMC. So there's, I'm not so sure that they're all in there, to be honest. I think there's probably some in another project. But I did swap out this middle here. It looks, as I say, I think the photo is very, very light compared to how it maybe should be. But I liked that, having the middle bit lighter. I think it's supposed to be 731, but compared to, no, it's not supposed to be 7. Yes, it is. It's supposed to be this one. And that just looked very, very dark against the rest of the thread. So I changed it to 733. There might be some other changes going on as well before I've finished, I'm not entirely sure. So this is my start. So using the 32 count vintage country mocha. And that's what I got done. I did start it on Sunday afternoon and then stitched a little bit more on Sunday evening. So I think I am really going to enjoy stitching this. My lovely friend Sue, she's just finished it, and it was kind of partly her that made me want to start it as well, so I was quite pleased when Abby picked this one. So that is all my stitching. So yeah, and I didn't want to leave the Moons of 2022 and just put it to one side and think I might do that later, I might pick it up later, because I really need, sorry, my t-shirt's a mess this morning. I just knew that I wasn't going to do that. And life is too short to be stitching on something that you really are not enjoying. Right, so I'm just going to show you Abby's stitching. Sorry, you don't want my face that close, do you, dear? It's not a pretty one. If you are offended by swearing, please look away, because it's got swearing. So Abby, she decided ages and ages ago that she wanted to stitch something for Jess for her birthday. It was Jess's birthday a week last Sunday. And this is what she decided to stitch. Now this is by This Took Forever. And that's it. I won't say the words because if you're looking away you don't need to hear me saying them. So this is what she stitched. I've just been snuck into her bedroom to find this because I meant to ask her. She's gone out. She's gone to the hairdressers for the first time. Sorry about that. Yeah, she's gone to the hairdressers for the first time in 2.5 years. She's been trimming it. She's been trimming it herself. She really looks after her hair. She does far better than I do. I'm not good with hair, as you can probably tell from the state of it. But yeah, she's finally plucked up the courage to get an appointment and go. She has it like ombre, which she says she likes that because then at least as it grows out you can't tell that it's growing out. So yeah, sorry, I digress there, but yeah, she's gone to the hairdressers. Go Abby. Yeah, so this is what she stitched, and here it is. So she stitched that on 14 count vintage sand by Zweigart using DMC threads. I really like it. Really like it. Sometimes cuss words are good. So, right, yeah, you can look away now. Look, you can look back now. Sorry, you can look away now. Yeah, you can come back now. It's gone. You know, obviously, because I know some people are offended, and I don't want to upset anybody. So, there we go. Right, so plans. The only thing that I have really been thinking of, and it's crazy, utterly crazy, but next year I have a significant birthday, and I wasn't particularly going to do anything for it. I thought I'll just have like a new start, like I did last year, a birthday. I did a birthday sale, and then I decided it might be quite nice for me to start something at the beginning of the year. My birthday's at the end of the year, and stitch on it and try and finish it for my actual significant birthday. But oh my god, what a problem it is causing me. Who knew stitching could cause so many problems? It's finding something. And I've got plenty of time, you know, we're only in August. I've got plenty of time to decide, but I am just not seeing anything. Well, I say I'm not seeing anything. I am, but they're big. And my problem now is wall space. I could probably make more wall space by moving things around, but I think my husband would have a fit, to be honest. He does keep, I don't know whether he means it or not, but he does keep having little digs now and again about the amount of stitching I've got. And a few years ago he did tell me that it was time that I gave up because my stitching was everywhere. You know, my finished stitching. I don't keep my works in progress and just throw them everywhere. You know, they're all nice and neat put away when I've finished stitching for the night. So, yeah, I kind of don't know what to do. I would really like to do something significant to me, but then I just cannot think of any. I've looked at long dog samplers and obviously they're big. I've looked at modern folk embroidery. They're big. There's nothing either that really jumps out at me. Some of Jacob's designs, yes, I love them, but they're not really my thing. That's no disrespect at all. I did look at Barbara Anna's All Creatures Great and Small. So I really like that. But again, big. So I don't really know what I'm going to do as yet. I might pick something out of my stash and maybe just, sort of split it into 12. Try and split it into 12 and do a little bit each month on something. The other one that I looked at, I think it was a Bluebird Needleworks one on Etsy. Well, actually, no, not on Etsy, because you can't buy through Etsy at the moment with the Russian designers. I can't remember what it is that they've managed to find somewhere to sell through. Or maybe a... What's the other one? Stitches Through the Years. I have one in my stash that I could maybe do. Or do I do a Blackbird designs? I don't know. I've thought, I've come up with this. And now I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I really don't know. So whether that will actually come off, I don't know. I'm going to have to see. Because there is, obviously, Lee, who I shouted out last time, Creatively, she's doing the 50 new starts for 50. Well, there's no way that I'm going to do 60 new starts. I couldn't even do 50 new starts for 50, so never mind doing 60. My God, when I say that, that just makes me think, no, I'm not. I'm still 40. But yeah, I'm going to have to, like I say, it's driving me mad because I'm spending too much time looking at things, looking down charts, and I've looked down like the Needlework Expo and trying to think, is there anything there, anything new that's coming out? And yeah, so that is an idea that I have got for next year. So if you can think of anything that I might like, because obviously, you know what I stitch. So I might just pick something that's in my stash. Anyway, so I think that's everything. That's everything for my stitching. I actually went out, not shopping out. Or hairdresser out on Sunday. We have a annual bike event here. I can't remember when it started. And it's been a really popular event. Started off quite small, and it's grown quite significantly since it started. Obviously, it was cancelled in 2020 due to COVID. They did hold it last year, but I didn't go. I just didn't feel comfortable going. I don't even think I went in 2019. I don't remember. So possibly the last time I went would be 2018. So I think my husband got quite a shock when I said, right, yeah, I'll come with you. So yeah, we went. Abby came as well. So that was the first time either of us had been in crowds. They do a ride-in from one of the garden centres outside of the town. But we stayed well back. We didn't get in among everybody watching them come in. And then we just had a wander round. It did feel quite uncomfortable, I have to admit. But sort of once we got in among the bikes, where everybody parks up and you go and have a look round all the bikes and everything, we sort of relaxed a little bit more. My husband just kept disappearing, taking photographs. He disappeared to take photographs of the bikes riding in. So yeah, we did that, and we felt quite proud that we'd done it. We actually came home around 12ish. We'd had enough. It was very, very warm. My husband stayed a little bit longer. So yeah, we did that. And it was quite nice actually to get out and just, not just going out for a walk or going to the grocery store or going to the hairdressers or wherever, just doing something a little bit different. So yeah, that was that. And in just over a week actually, hopefully, I am going to be meeting a couple of stitchers. I'm excited, but I'm really, really nervous about it as well, quite, you know. So I'm not going to tell you who they are. I'm going to wait and tell you all about it next time. Just in case anything happens and we don't get to do it. I think we will. So one of the ladies I have met a couple of times before. She visited me quite a few years ago. She was in the area for work and she came and had an evening here. And we also saw each other at Harrogate Knitting and Stitching in 2014. The other lady we have never ever met before. So both me and her are quite nervous about this. In fact, when she messaged me to say that she was coming close, I go, oh my god, oh my god. I know, it's really, really stupid, isn't it? I'm not comfortable. I am. I always have been. I've always been terrible at mixing. And it's not a nice feeling when you're like that. Anybody who knows, it's not nice. But I think once we get together, we're going to have a cuppa and cake at one of the local cafes. And I think once we get together, we will be absolutely fine. And as the other lady said, we're going to put our big girls' panties on and deal with it. So yeah, like I say, I am looking forward to it, but I am quite nervous as well. So yeah, so I hopefully will be able to tell you all about that next time. Hopefully I will take some selfies if the two ladies are okay with it. So I think that will do, because I'm waffling. So again, thank you very, very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. And thank you for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe if you like what you see. And give me the thumbs up. It might just increase my viewings. No. Whatever Flosstube, YouTube, sorry, does. I do not know. But yeah, so hopefully I will see you again in a couple of weeks' time. Hopefully I've remembered everything and covered everything. Microphone definitely plugged in this time. So take care everybody and stay safe, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching. Bye.